All right, so workflow around quizzes. So this is the Google course, and it has several quizzes. So this is the quiz. A couple of things to watch for. Make sure you collect the username, or you won't be able to email marks. I put the first name and the last name in there, just in case for some reason it doesn't work, but you don't actually have to have those fields. So I'm going to go to edit this form. Now there's new forms and old forms. So in old forms, you would hit view responses. This is nice, so I can show you both. In new forms, you hit responses here. And then you go to the spreadsheet. So either way you want to get yourself to the spreadsheet of responses, you can also search your drive for the name of the quiz and then the word responses. That's an auto that Google makes that. So this is where all of your submissions lie. Now, to get the form to email you every time a student answers, it's under tools. See, it's under tools, and you go to notification rules and see how I have one set up. So I'm going to add a rule, and I can say user submits a form and right away, or you can get it at the end of the day. So I always go user submits a form right away, and then as soon as a student answers the form, it automatically emails me, which happens a lot during the day. So I've got that set up. Now the Flubaroo side of it. Flubaroo is used for grading. So it's an add-on. You'll see I have a few listed. You won't see it. You have to go to Get Add-ons first. And this is great. These are all little programs that run within forms. So Flubaroo is right here. If it's not visible for you, just search for it. It's the little smiley apple. And then you hit add-on. I already have it, so it manages. Once it adds on, then it'll show up in your add-on menu. Once it shows up, the first time it'll be grade assignment or enable Flubaroo for the sheet, I think the first time. But let me show you how it works. So the first time you grade, you have to have an answer key. So I'm going to actually scroll up and show you this. So I always call one answer key, first name, last name, and it's me with the right answers because you have to have something to compare it against. So I put answer key in as the first name and last name so that I remember what's going on and remember which one it is. So it's very obvious. It'll replace your existing grades. No worries, it just basically grades everything every time. This is where you can go through and take out which ones. You can make things different weights if you'd like. So it doesn't mark first name and last name is right and wrong. No, this is smart. And this is where you have to pick your answer key. So this is where it's really nice that it has the words answer key. You can see it's me that did it. Oh, try not to fall there. Just dropping mice over here. And it grades. Now what it does is it creates a second sheet down here called grades. So student submissions is automatically created by the form. This grades is automatically created by Flubaroo. The first time you're on Flubaroo, it's going to ask you for all sorts of permissions, and that's because it does need permissions to be able to create these separate sheets, which is just fine. Now it grades all sorts of different kinds of things, multiple choice, fill in the blank, blah, 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 blah. I just have multiple choice on this one. So you can see it's automatically graded. Now, if I didn't have an X in this box, for example, so that would show me which one's the new one. So it doesn't have the X in the box. I can also go get some statistics about different questions. So we're having trouble with this one. 37% have got that one right. So you can start to see what are your hard questions and what are your easier questions. And it's not that a hard question is a bad thing. It just gives you data. And then to email the grades to students, you go back here and you go share grades. Now it's only going to share the ones without X's. So it doesn't reshare it every time. You have options. You can share onto Drive, you can email in Drive, or you can just email. You just have to make sure you pick username. And if you didn't hit that box on your form that collects username, you can't do that. And then you hit continue and then you'd email. Now I've already emailed it to the student, so it automatically puts the X in the box for you when it's sent, which is cool. And you get an email saying grades are sent. Now, to show you what I mean about collecting it, on the new forms, it's here under settings, automatically collect WRSD username. No worries. So it means they have to be logged in to do the form. A few other quirks on forms. When you're in a question, make sure it's a required one or they can submit the form without responding. So just as a fun piece of to look at. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like. And there's Kim saying, hey, thanks for the video. So here is what it looks like. So you get this email called Record of Grades. Now it also from your inbox shows what students it's emailed to. So this is what the students get. So they get correct or incorrect. So, and I get them to redo it, but they can use these to know that, okay, I got this one incorrect. So if it's true and false, they know it's just false. But it means they have to go back and look at the answers and look at what they got wrong. I would say keep redoing it till you get over 80, but totally depends on what you're doing. It just, for me, it forces them to go back and look at the questions again. So just so you know what comes through. And sometimes I have to go back and find these when they're like, oh, I didn't get my answers. So I can go back and search for Ruben. And I can see here's all of the quizzes that I have ever sent to him because he's done like the entire Google course and a few other things. So I can actually go back, and if they can't find them, I can re-forward them. But I always get them to search in their email too. So it's a really useful tool for a lot of different things. But there's how you can get it to email you when a student submits a form and use Flubaroo.